Capitals Stanley Cup parade. Washington is celebrating already, still glowing 5 days after winning the Stanley Cup. The Washington Capitals and their fans prepared to celebrate the franchise's first NHL championship with the parade down Constitution Avenue on Tuesday. Diehards congregated by the parade's stage before 4 a.m. Metro trains and downtown streets were clogged with fans clad in red jerseys and t-shirts all morning, and thousands already had lined the parade route by 8:30 a.m. more than 2 hours before the parade was scheduled to start. Cars driving down Constitution Avenue honked to the beat of the team's "Let's Go Caps" chant. An ice racer drove down a normally gridlocked city street, and light posts were adorned with new banners paying tribute to Washington's first championship-winning professional hockey team, and fans began arriving before dawn. Justin Briam, a 23-year-old from Frederick, Maryland, was one of the first on the scene. He figured he had suffered through a lifetime of heartbreak rooting for Washington's pro sports teams, so he wanted Tuesday to be meticulously planned and memorable. He drove from Maryland into the city on Monday night, crashed with a family member, was in an Uber by 4:45 a.m. and arrived at the mall around 5. Around 20 Capitals fans were already there. It was still dark, cold and dark, he said shortly after 8, looking out at a crowd that had grown by thousands behind him. To see the city come together and embrace hockey is just unbelievable to watch. Tens of thousands of people were expected to attend the event, scheduled to begin at 11 a.m. at Constitution Avenue and 17th Street NW. The parade will follow Constitution to 7th Street NW, then make a right turn before ending with a rally at the mall. "I've always believed nothing brings a city closer together than a winning sports team," Capitals owner Ted Leonsis said last Thursday as the team celebrated on the ice in Las Vegas, a message he repeated as parade day approached. As for Capitals players themselves, they gathered around 8:30 a.m. at Capital One Arena for a team photo. "Now we can celebrate all together and remember this moment for all our lives," Alex Ovechkin, the team captain, wrote on Instagram Monday afternoon. "Time to party, Caps fans." By Tuesday morning, he had swapped his skates for dancing shoes. The weather appeared to be perfect for a parade, featuring partly to mostly sunny skies, with highs of 75 to 79, according to the Capital Weather Game. And so a party decades in the making started plenty early. Fans were already lining up in front of the main stage before 6 a.m. Tuesday. Others documenting the preparations on social media captured images of the giant screens lining the route, and there were even a couple of Zambonis marking the occasion. Glenda Kamen, 60, stood on the mall with her son, Jason Levick, 35, hours before the parade. Both wore red Caps jerseys. Braden Holtby for Kamen, T.J. O'Shea for Levick, and Kamen had red dye in her hair. "I can't grow a beard, so I figured, do something radical," she explained. The pair had watched the Caps win the cup together at Kamen's home, literally on the edge of our seats, as Levick put it. "Then we just kind of yelled and hugged each other," Kamen said. "We've been waiting for this. Mother and son could not afford game tickets," she said, "but could do this. It's amazing," Kamen said. "It's just amazing. It's breathtaking." While the area in front of the stage on the mall was filling up, there were still plenty of good vantage points along Constitution Avenue as of 9 a.m. Angela Lucchini, 25, grabbed a spot in front of the National Museum of Natural History and held a sign that read, "I may live in Pittsburgh, but I'm #allcaps." That's right, someone from Pittsburgh, home of the Capitals' longtime nemesis Penguins, showed up. Originally from Alexandria, Lucchini moved to the Steel City last July after marrying a huge Penguins fan, and their marriage survived the second round of the playoffs, although Lucchini's husband politely declined an invitation to join her for Tuesday's celebration. Lucchini, who drove down from Pittsburgh last night and stayed with her parents, attended the parade with her brother. "People in Pittsburgh were asking me, 'Why are you going?' I said, 'It's an opportunity, and because it may never happen again.' For one couple, this was the perfect spot to celebrate a wedding anniversary. Silver may traditionally designate 25 years of wedded bliss, but Capitals season ticket holders Christopher and Christine Ware, who tied the knot on June 12, 1999, made an exception Tuesday. 'It's our Backstrom-versary,' Christopher said, "or our Stanley Cup-versary," said Christine, who was dressed as the trophy, with a silver sequin dress in a chalice fashioned out of a tiara, some foam, tape, and a plastic bowl from the dollar store. "Could one drink beer out of Christine's creative cap? If one were so inclined, I wouldn't advise it because I spray-painted it," she said, "but we'll see what the day holds." Other fans brought banners, posters, and homemade displays. Metro stations had stacks of posters reading, "We won the cup." Vietnam vet says thanks. Leo Chico Cabrales, a former Marine and retired Arlington police officer, was stopped and thanked for his service a handful of times as he made his way to his spot near the start of the parade route, but it was Cabrales who wanted to thank the Capitals for bringing a championship he never thought he would see to Washington. "It's been a while. We've been suffering fans. I gave up my Redskins season tickets 4 years ago. Couldn't do it anymore, but I'm happy as hell now." Ava Wallace, pure adrenaline. Freddie Noel grew up a hockey fan in Toledo, the youth player who rooted for the Colorado Avalanche at that franchise's peak. As stars like Joe Sakic and Petr Forsberg retired, he lost his fandom and enthusiasm for the sport. And then in 2004, along came a thrilling rookie forward from Russia who played for a team in the nation's capital. "Ever since Ovi came in the league," Noel said, "it was fun to watch hockey again." Noel, 35, 2004, recalled the origins of his unusual union with Alex Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals from the front row in front of the stage a little past 8:30 a.m. Tuesday. When the Capitals made the Stanley Cup Finals, he vowed he'd make it to the parade if they won. And so Monday, Noel worked first shift at his construction job, napped for 2 hours, loaded into his car at 9:45 p.m. and drove 7.5 hours overnight, by himself, to Washington. He took a brief tour of the city, snapped sightseeing photos of Capital One Arena and around the mall, found a parking garage and headed to the front. "I'm running on pure adrenaline right now," Noel said, wearing his red Ovechkin sweater. "I would do it again in a heartbeat." Adam Kilgore and Roman Stubbs, a family during rush hour 2 hours before the parade. Steve DeFalco, 42, of Arlington, stood with his wife, Jenny, 41, children, Mia, 9, Hank, 6, and a clot of red clad allies hollering "Let's go Caps" at the passing rush hour traffic. Kids yelled, parents blew longhorns. A guy in a passing trash truck waved. "Missing work? I work for myself, so it was not a problem," said Steve, who owns a real estate development business just south of the White House and all the tension therein. "It was a precious moment to be savored." Steve was already weary from blowing the long red horn. "Lightheaded," he said. "Got to teach the kids how to do it. I can't make it another 2 hours." Steve and his wife are season ticket holders and had flown to Las Vegas to witness the Caps triumph. "I couldn't not be there," he said. "It's such a momentous thing for the city. I am so happy for the city. We've got so much angst." He hoped he and his group could sustain their exuberance as they manned a stretch of sidewalk beneath an elm tree and adjacent to a long line of tan ports potties. "But we've got kid energy on our side," he said, "and that can power you through a lot." Michael Ruane, a Stanley Cup out of kitchen implements. Dylan Weinberg, a 17-year-old Caps fan, stood on the mall on Tuesday morning with a replica Stanley Cup, constructed out of a bucket and kitchen bowls. "It's great to see everyone out here," he said. "It's just great to see us celebrate for once, instead of being on the losing end like all the other years. It's good to have this happy vibe. The Caps win brings everyone together, in a sense," Weinberg said. "Everyone's are here for the Caps," he said. "There's thousands of people out on the street celebrating after we won. It was just a really great scene. It's going to be another great scene today." Sarah Larimer Route and Guests Metro is running rush hour service throughout the day, and fans are encouraged to use mass transit or ride-sharing, with parking near the route limited. The busiest metro stations are expected to be Archives, Arlington Cemetery, Foggy Bottom, Federal Triangle, Metro Center, Federal Center SW, Lawn Fun Plaza, Smithsonian, and Gallery Place. A full list of parking restrictions and road closures is available here. The parade is scheduled to include a flyover of 4 F-16 Fighting Falcons from the District of Columbia's Air National Guard at about 11:25 a.m. The jets will fly a path up the Potomac, ending near Independence and 23rd Streets. Aside from the players, those expected to participate in the parade include District Mayor Muriel E. Bowser, the marching bands of Eastern and Bellevue High Schools, Capitals alumni, longtime season ticket holders, and local television and radio personalities.